Hi, my name is Naveen. In this video, we will see about some of the debug commands which we frequently use in Kubernetes. I will show you how to check the log files of a Kubernetes containers, also how to exec into the container, it may be a single or a multi-container pod, and to copy files from container to the local node. And we will also see how to do port forwarding from a container to local machine. And finally, the difference between entry point and command. Entry point is used in Docker images while command is used in Kubernetes pods. For this demo, I will be using Google Cloud. I have a master node and 2 worker nodes, and all the documentation regarding the Kubernetes commands, whatever I show in this video, will be found under kubernetes.io website. So let's begin. I have created 2 YAML files, one for single container pod and the other for multi-container pod. In the single container pod, the image is nginx. For the multi-container pod configuration, there are 2 containers, both with busybox image, and the first container name is multi1 and the second one is multi2. The first container output is hello and the second container output is world. Let's create some pods from these YAML files. Pods have been created. The nginx pod is still running and the busybox pod is with the status of crash loop backoff. Now to see the log files of these pods, the command is kubectl logs followed by the pod name. Now to check the log files in a live mode, we need to pass an option -f. By this, the log files will be in live mode. Let's see how to check the log files of a multi-container pod. By default, if you give the command kubectl logs followed by the pod name in a multi-container pod, we will get this kind of message because we need to select which container we need to get the log files from. For this, we need to pass option -c followed by the container name. First container output is hello and the second container output will be world. Now let's see how we can go into the container using the EXEC command. The command will be kubectl exec-it followed by the pod name and the bash command. For nginx image, I am using bash. Depending upon the image we used in the pod configuration, we need to provide the necessary details. Similarly, to exec into a multi-container pod, the command will be kubectl exec-it pod name followed by the container name. We will not be able to connect because the container is not running. Let's change the YAML file so that the containers are running, then we can exec into them. Now both the containers are running in this multi-container pod. I am in the first container now. If you want to go to the second one, I need to provide the second container name. So the logs and the EXEC are very useful to debug the containers which are defined inside the pod. Sometimes the container which is defined inside the pod doesn't have a bash or terminal defined into them. For those cases, we can use the kubectl attach command. Now let's see how to use cp command, means copy command, which is used to copy any text inside the container to the local folder. As of now, we can see there are only 2 YAML files in the present folder. I have created a text file hello.txt and inserted a string hello_world. Let's try to copy this file into the local folder. The command to copy is kubectl cp followed by the pod name and then path to the local folder. Now we can see the text hello.txt has copied here. Let's see the contents inside it. Based upon our requirements, you can use the cp command. Now let's see how we can use the command port forward. Now I tried to hit the URL on localhost 8080 and it says the connection is refused. Let's do the port forwarding for the pod single. Now it's listening on local port 8080. I have opened one more terminal for this manager. You can see the page has been loaded successfully. We can use the port forwarding option to hit the URL before creating any service or exposing the port to a node type port or load balancer. Now let's see what is the difference between entry point and a command. Entry point is used in Docker images while command is used in Kubernetes pods. I have created a Docker file with minimal entries. The base image is Ubuntu and I have given entry point as echo and cmd as hello. Once we build a container from this image, the final output will be echo hello. I have already created a Docker image from this Docker file and given a repository name me_alive/testapp with the tag v1. I will create a container from this image and let's see the output. By default, the output will be hello because the command which we gave here is hello. Let's pass a argument along with this run command. Here I will give the string world. With this argument, whatever string is present inside this command array, it will be replaced and it will be passed an argument along with the entry point echo. Now let's see the same thing how we define in a Kubernetes pods. I have uploaded the same image to my Docker Hub repository. I will be using the same image in Kubernetes pods. Let's see the difference between entry point and command. This is the YAML file and I'm using the image testapp with tag v1. Let's run this pod without any command arguments and see what will be the output. Pod has been created. Now we can see the default output is hello. Let's add some commands and arguments to the YAML file. I just gave echo in the command. Let's create a pod and see the output. We see there will be no output because there is no argument which is passed along with the command echo. Let's again change the YAML file and give some arguments to the command. I have created a pod once again. Let's see the log files. Now the output will be world. Now these are the different combinations of entry point versus command. The first combination is no command or arg details in pod configuration. Then by default the entry point and the command which is given in the Docker image will be executed. And the second option, if you only command details in the pod configuration without any args, then only the command which is given in the pod container under command field is executed. The third one is, if you don't give any command details and only args in the pod configuration, the entry point and the args will be combined and it will be a new command. And the final option is both command and arg details in the pod configuration are provided. That will be the final command. Here we can see echo CKADs. To summarize once again, I did show how to check the log files of Kubernetes pods with a single container and multi-containers. how to exec into a single and multi-container pods, how to copy the files from a Kubernetes pod to the local nodes, and how to do port forwarding to a local machine without creating any service, and this is mainly used for testing purpose. And finally, the difference between entry point and command. If you have any doubts regarding these commands, please mention it in the comment section. I'll try to answer them. For more such videos, please subscribe to my channel, me Aliu. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next one.